A Letter to Papa, July 21st, 2022. Dear Papa, I hope you are planning a big fishing trip today out in the Milky Way. It does not flow like the Gulf Stream does. However, I hear the fishing is out of this world. Today, July 21st, we celebrate your birthday. If you were here today, the medical and mental health world, there would have been many other ways to combat and treat post-traumatic stress disorder. Back in 1960 and 61, they had no clue about this health challenge and the remedies to support those afflicted with PTSD. I know folks who had PTSD and they left us way too early, as you did. As the first American recognized and documented to this day to have been wounded and noted as the first American wounded in World War I, it must have been strange to you when you arrived back on that ship to New York City as a hero. You probably had no clue that the media and public would honor you with that distinction, carrying with you the knowledge of the fact that if the other soldier you were visiting with on the front lines in Italy while distributing chocolates and other items was not standing next to you, that mortar which exploded and peppered your legs with shrapnel would have killed you must have been a heavy burden to carry throughout your life. That soldier saved your life. He gave us Ernest Hemingway, and in that tragic moment saved all of us who have been thrilled, entertained, and moved by your words from never knowing your successes, gregarious life, and your life challenges. Without the medical and mental health knowledge of today, we know that many people, men and women, who've served our nation suffer through these days like you. More recently, we've learned about chronic traumatic encephalopathy, CTE, which has become the cause of many deaths and shortened the lives of several of my close friends. CTE is personal to me. CTE is caused by multiple head concussions and head trauma. You certainly would be the description of someone who had CTE. The increased loss of memory, the possible dementia, and increased paranoia in those years after 2 plane crashes in 2 days in Africa in 1954. Damn it, they were probably the last 2 hits to the head you needed to experience. In addition to burns you suffered as the second plane caught fire, the torn spleen, the bruised kidneys, and other internal injuries from that ordeal, the fact that the news world had proclaimed you dead from the plane crash gives enough to the sane man to know those 2 days kicked the ever-loving crap out of you. There was the car accident, the skylight that caused a wound so deep that, well, that was more than most would endure, but you did. You fought on, you wrote every day as you did before, but the words did not flow like a spring stream flows with winter's runoff from Lake Walloon. You never really had the opportunity to celebrate your greatest achievement as an author when you won the Pulitzer and Nobel Prizes for Literature. Although I know you tried, but we celebrate it to this day. By the way, I was pretty pissed at Ken Burns and the Bullcrap documentary he produced. I bet you were as steamed up as me. I loved his baseball and Civil War docs, but with you he missed so much. He blew through how sensitive and empathetic you were as a man. You had to have deep sensitivity and empathy to write the words you did. One true and genuine sentence, and then write another one, and another one. Personally, I thought 8 minutes in the documentary, and I wrote it down on a yellow pad with a pencil like you might have. These words: "This is a crock of horse crap." Your influence on American literature, on the literature of the world, is still deeply embedded with writers today. Did you know that there is rarely a week that goes by that someone, some scholar or news article, is written about you and posted on the web 61 years after your passing, and they still write about Hemingway, still tell stories about you and your adventures, still making up crap about you too? What we face as we age is often multiplied by the events in our lives prior. Some events we control and some control us. I have read pretty much every book written about you, sir. I've read the letters at the archive in Boston, the Dietrich letters too, missed maybe 1 or 2. However, the best reading about Ernest Hemingway is by your family. The Barron's book titled My Brother Ernest Hemingway by your brother is filled with brotherly love and adventures. Your youngest son Gregory, Gigi, as you and Pauline call him, his book Papa, a personal memoir, is heartfelt and humorous and true and genuine. Your great-granddaughter, Kristen Hemingway Jane's book, Ernest Way, is an amazing book that details everywhere you traveled and provides a personal insight into you. She has the talent and passion with words as you did. The most recent book, Dear Papa, Letters of Patrick and Ernest Hemingway, composed of letters between you and your second son Patrick, is an amazing share of the sweet and loving father you were, and of your son. Sensitive, caring about his academics, and getting out to shoot some pigeons and other fowl while away at school. The personal stories and letters, and the voice of the Hemingways in these writings reveal more than the other 30 to 40 manuscript biographies written. Certainly more than Mr. Burns' a la carte for Bullcrap and horse dung. Not many families would share the sweet days and the sorrow as your family has in these books. They are courageous and true and genuine. A fellow writer and artist last week wrote me a 3-word note, rather a 3-word short story, that said the following: writing is honesty. I know you were chuckling with that one as you won that $10 bet back in the 1920s with your writing buddies at the bar with a 6-word short story. For sale, baby shoes never worn. I celebrate you, sir. We all celebrate you, and with compassion, empathy, and a loving heart. Your words and your life still influence others to write and tell their story, to share their joy and sorrows, their loves and losses, their failures and successes with a written word. You once wrote in that Esquire article that if a writer can capture the essence of a moment in a scene, well, let me just use your words. And after you are finished reading one, you will feel that all that happened to you and afterwards it all belongs to you. The good and the bad, the ecstasy and the remorse and the sorrow, the people and the places, and how the weather was. If you can give that to people, then you are a writer. Ernest Hemingway, 1934. Well, I'm sure you and Gregorio are probably heading out to fish soon. Gregorio knows where to find him, and you know how to catch him. I have one question about fishing that you might take the time to reply to, please. Does the fisherman catch the fish, or does the fish catch the fisherman? I think I know the answer, however, I want to know what you think. You know where to find me. I'm just chasing the trunk Hadley lost back in the 20s with all your early writings. Looking forward to hearing from you soon. Be well, Ernest, and enjoy your day in the stream. The best to you today and every day. Yours truly and genuinely, Dennis.